What we have here is our first RFID asset management system. 3 years ago, we purchased this software from Winland called CribMaster, which is basically an asset tool management system designed for the tooling industry, drills, hammers, expensive diamond drills, and so on. We searched for an asset management system that we needed for our test equipment. We found this one to be the most powerful. We just have to understand, the language. Our test equipment to this database is a gauge, serialized item, and so on. It was all done with barcode scanning. We had to assign a barcode tag to the equipment. You have to go and find a supervisor or equipment manager to let you into the room to get your piece of equipment. We'll scan it out, and then you're on your way, and then bring it back, scan it in, find him to let you back in the room. We estimate you're going to lose 3/4 of an hour of your time by the time you find somebody. So 6 months ago, with RFID being as hot as it is, I come up with the concept of why not tag our equipment. And I put together a cross-functional team, and we sat down and we thought about it, and we said, well, we think we can do it. So now you are looking at our RFID system, which is compatible with CribMaster, because CribMaster does create RFID, but they have a large portal. We couldn't put a large portal in here, so we developed our own custom portal, which is licensed only to Symbol. This will never be sold outside of Symbol. The way it works is that you've got 3 ways to get into the room. If you know your ID number, you can punch it in on the keyboard. If you have an RFID tag, you would just need to step on the mat and it would let you into the room. Or the third way is you would scan your badge over the swipe like you do when you come to work in the morning. You have, for demonstration purposes, you have to imagine this door is closed. And it's got a magnetic lock on it. And when you step on the mat, I'm going to be bringing in 2 pieces of equipment. As you can see, it's reading the tags. It knows there's something in the area. So I'm going to step on the mat, and it's going to ask me to, of course, identify myself.
Identifying yourself.
So your name comes up. It sees the first item. It'll pick up the second one generally when you go through the door. Or it can pick up both. That's why we have the 3 antennas, 1 above and 2 on the inside.
Enter.
As you see, there's the 2 pieces of equipment. And it's also telling you what direction it's going. It's coming into the room. You step off the mat,
2.
it tells you how many you brought back into the room. You go put your equipment away, and then you walk out of the room. Well, I changed my mind. I'm going to keep this. So I would step back on the mat, come out of my room. Now you see it says 2 out. And you step off the mat.
2 out.
And you're on your way. So you've not lost any time looking for somebody to find the key to get you in there, find the equipment. And we don't care who brings the equipment back. What we're concerned about is the person that takes it out, because it's the person's responsibility. So that's what happens. This will do the transaction. 30 seconds later, it'll download it into a database, do the actual transactions in the database, and then the supervisor can run a report and see where the equipment is, or check it if he needs it, to find a person, make sure they have it. Or he can do a sweep out here with a handheld and do a correlation report and say, well, this is all the equipment that's signed out here. Why do you have this equipment when it's signed out to you? And that means he either took it or you gave it to him, and then we'd have to come down and do an actual transaction on the fly and return it from you and issue it to you. So this is how we manage our assets. We're also, like I say, we're looking at $200,000 cost savings to Symbol by next year on equipment that's not lost per se. We just couldn't be found, and an engineer needs an Agilent or very high-end scope, which are $160,000, $180,000. Well, we got a hot project, Well, I got to get one, so they go out and either they lease one or buy another one. And 2 weeks later, in the middle of their testing of their program, the scope shows up, or the adjuvant unit shows up. They just went out and spent money they didn't need to spend. With this system, we can track back and find out where that equipment is, unless it was actually physically left the building. And then, of course, then we know it's gone. Of course, then there's a justified purchase, and we find out what happened to it. But in general, we can sweep a bench, find out what equipment's there. Same thing with the stock room. We can sweep the stock room, do an inventory in about 2 minutes, and run a correlation report and know exactly where we are, what's supposed to be in this room, and why is this report saying it's not supposed to be in this room. And over here in this table, you'll see everything, some of the ideas and the things that we are presently in work preparing to do RFID management. We have the legal system with the legal folders. They're different. Their tag is a little bit different. They're using the standard 4x4 tag. IT with the laptops. We're looking at tracking their laptops, and of course some of our handhelds. Kit box, where you sign that asset out as a complete kit, like a proto lab or an engineering test or whatever. So this is where we're at today in 6 months' time. Development of the tags to the team and the software. And like I said, we're really looking forward to this, to see the ROI and the ease of our asset management, and also the fact it's a driving edge for Symbol, because here we are, the enterprise mobility company, using their own equipment to drive a project, and it's something that's very important as far as your bottom line goes, and spend money to test equipment.
So, I'm Eric Britt with RFID Sales Engineering Group out of Rockville, Maryland. Joe brought me into this project in the beginning, probably about a year ago, and one of the first things we focused on was tag development. Joe's trying to tag a large variety of items here, from very small handheld meters up to briefcase size or larger $200,000 digital oscilloscopes. So, looking at all our available form factors, we decided on this 1x4, internally known as a Trident dual dipole passive RFID tag. Now, this is a tag, like most inlays, that's tuned for air or cardboard or another RF unobtrusive substance. Now, we're tagging electronics. Electronics would range from something with an actual steel case to a hard plastic case with embedded electronics below it. So this tag, when applied directly to those materials, is going to be detuned to some level by that substrate. The traditional method that we deal with this is we encase this inlay in plastic and give ourselves an air gap, a separation between the inlay and the offending substrate. Now, testing these electronics using that traditional method, it became very clear to get the read ranges that we needed. We were going to have to make a tag approximately a ½ inch thick. Now, in the example of this meter, it becomes immediately clear that a tag that's ½ inch thick is not going to work very well in this application. So we brought this problem down to Rockville, to our tag engineering group, and I'll turn it over to Eric Heineman to describe where he took it.
I'm Eric Heineman. I'm a product manager in the Rockville facility, product manager for RFID tags. When we first began this project, we knew that we could not have the size of the tag that Eric was mentioning before. So what we found out, what we experimented with, we found that our traditional and standard product 1x4 inlay worked well for this application from both the size and distance perspective. Through our certified Symbol label converter partners and contacts out in the industry, we found a company called Emerson & Cummings that was able to provide us with a material called EcoSorb that effectively negates the effect of the metal behind the tag, allowing the tag to perform as well as it could. And through a company called Metalcraft, we're able to have this tag assembled with a nice vinyl label on the front and with good adhesive on the back so we could tag all of these. The tag industry is really moving toward asset management, and what we're finding out is that versus competing on cost and high volumes, we're finding that it's significantly advantageous to compete on our engineering expertise, where we can drive asset management applications. And it also helps us out because we're able to provide simple infrastructure products as a full turnkey solution. So effectively, we're able to get the 12 or 14 feet out of these tags that they're mounted on the instruments that Joe has. And also for the handheld applications, we're able to take inventory quickly and efficiently. Thank you.